sit here and do nothing. All the very best to everyone. Thanks, Lee Douglas McCreevy. Aha, I get to read the comments right now because Dashaina didn't take them over. All right. Well, I'm just hanging out waiting for a minute. Is it 11 o'clock yet? I wonder what I'm going to talk about today. I'm supposed to do some kind of big monologue at the beginning of these. I don't know what to do. I'm going to have to think of something quick. Okay, what time is it now? Oh, it's 11 o'clock. Time to start. So how's everyone doing? I like the monologue. Oh, Dallas Wade, very much, very much. Thank you. Excellent. Maybe sing a song. No, I do have something to talk about. I'm not sure how it's going to go. I've brought a little bit of visual aids. And, oh, good evening, La Breca, Abreca. All right. A few weeks ago. Oh, thanks, man. I am looking healthy. That's great. Oh, yeah. Welcome to the Jaimo show, by the way, everyone. Yes, actually, looking healthy is one of the things I was going to talk about. I'm glad I'm looking healthy today. All right. I'm going to scroll this so it disappears for a second because I'm going to keep paying attention to the comments while I'm trying to say my thing. But I think I've delayed long enough. Everyone who's here is probably here. Okay. A few weeks ago, someone during one of these asked Jaimie. I mean, this is paraphrased. And I didn't really answer it at the time, but it kind of stuck in the back of my head. And my first thought was like, well, I'm not staying young. My years are still progressing and going along. And but, you know, I'm staying pretty healthy. And I guess I'm doing a good enough job on that he noticed enough to ask the question. So I'm not going to sit here and debate how young and healthy I'm being and how well that's working, but I'm going to share what I do to try to stay young and healthy. Principles like building up what do you call it? Habits, building up good habits over the years and trying to keep out bad habits. And over the years, I kind of found that following certain principles gave me good results in life. And at some point, I don't know, this is a while ago now, I wrote all those principles down, and there were 8 different principles, and I kind of consolidated them into like 8 virtues that I call adventure builder virtues. So whenever I talk about the Adventure Builder Club, these virtues or principles that I try to live by. So I'm going to go through these and kind of explain how they help me stay young and healthy, and as much as I do stay young and healthy. All right, let's start with a really obvious one. Strength. That's the the virtue of your body. So strength is just, you exercise more, you get stronger. Of course, there's more to it than that. So you gotta have a brain too when you do this stuff. You gotta be honest with yourself, because if you always go into everything like you're just gonna be strong, then you end up hurting yourself. Because anytime you exercise or are active or doing stuff, you're damaging your body. And when you damage your body a little bit through exercise, then your body repairs stronger than it was before, which is a good thing. Unless you damage yourself too much, in which case your body can't recover in time before you do your next thing. And over time, if you keep damaging your body more than you're recovering, you end up with this degradation. You start kind of falling apart. And I learned about this doing sports way back in high school. I was on the track team. I did a bunch of different sports, but track and field really gave me good feedback, because when you run a race, you get a time. There's no opinion involved. There's no judgment. It's just a very quantitative piece of feedback you get back. That's why I really like track and field. So you get a time. You know exactly how well you did compared to the week before. Now in track and field, I learned that if I don't let myself recover between each workout, then the first workout I'll be able to go 100%. Then the next workout I won't quite recover. I'll only be able to do like 98% of my max, and then like 96. And over weeks, I'll just be like really struggling. But if I make sure I recover completely between each workout, then I can come back and every workout go at 100%, right? And this has to do with your energy level, but also injuries. So at some point, I made this rule for myself. And I did it during the summer where I wouldn't have any pressure to compete or do anything from coaches or other people or anything. I was like, I'm just going to do this myself and keep all other pressures of it. And I decided that I was going to have a zero tolerance for injuries. And so during the summer, I was like, I'm gonna keep doing like track and field workouts, but I'm gonna try doing them with absolute zero tolerance for injuries. So the first day, I started my warm up, and like, I don't know, 3 minutes into my warm up, I felt this little twinge of not quite the best thing in my foot, and I was like, well, zero tolerance. I mean, I'm sure I could do the workout and be totally fine, but I'm doing this experiment, zero tolerance. So I didn't even do the workout, didn't even finish my my warm-up. Came back the next day, basically the same thing. It took me like 2 weeks to even get through the warm-up and like start an actual workout, right? But then the longer I kept doing this without getting any real injuries, the more my body or something was going on was saying, oh, okay, we're just having zero injuries. And like, it's like my body and my soul got on board with what I decided. And like 3 or 4 weeks in, I would warm up for my workout, do my workout, and feel absolutely no pain at all, except like the horrible agonizing pain of exhaustion, which doesn't count as an injury. That's supposed to be there. But I just had a zero tolerance for any kind of like injury sort of pain. And I carried that on with me for several years after that. And I think that's a big reason that I actually did really well in sports, was because I did this zero tolerance for injuries thing. So I always work really hard and, you know, use my strength and be strong and try to do really well, but make sure I never cross the line of injuries. Until, of course, you know, university came along and the coaches all pushed for like, you know, push through your injuries, just keep going, and I ended up quitting the team and blah, blah, blah. But other than that, and I think that is one of the big reasons that today I don't have, you know, blown out knees or ruined ankles or any of the stuff that a lot of the guys I used to run with have. And like, I knew a lot of people who did sports, because I did a lot of sports, and today a lot of them, they have, you know, like football guys have like, a lot of them have like totally blown out knees and like wrists that crack all the time and creak and bad ankles. And then, you know, runners always have like bad knees and stuff. I shouldn't say always, but I know a lot of people who do, because they pushed it a little too far, because they weren't using their mind and their honesty and loving themselves. You got to take care of yourself, give yourself love. So that's how I kind of avoid injuries. Now, of course, during this whole thing that I'm talking about, there is always the chance that you're going to get hit in the head by a meteor and there's nothing you can do about it, or you're going to break an ankle, like, you know, stepping in a pothole. And I've had those kinds of injuries. And whenever that happens, you know, I just try to recover as best I can. You know, like there's always stuff that's going to happen. And that stuff you just have to deal with. But just in terms of general stuff, this is the stuff I do to keep myself healthy. Now, that all had to do with like directly with like physical health, right? But there's a lot of other parts that are super important to physical health. And, you know, people talk about physical health and mental health and spiritual health, but it's all connected. It's all the same thing. Like it's all, if you're losing one, you're kind of losing them all. So let's go back to our thing here. We've got honor. So how is honor important for your health and your youthfulness and all that? Well, if you're honorable and you're always telling the truth, and you always keep a clear conscience, then you're not carrying around this, what do you call it? Just this guilt. That's what it's called, guilt. Yeah, because when you're carrying around guilt and you know there are lies you have to remember, you know, it just weighs on you. You know, it makes you tighten up your neck and your shoulders, and you know, it kind of. But if you can be clear of that stuff and, you know, be an honorable person. And you know what? You're going to make mistakes sometimes. Sometimes you're going to say something that you're pretty darn sure was true, and it turned out to not be. Well, all you can do is say, yeah, I'm really sorry. I'm going to do my best next time. Like with any of this stuff, Mistakes happen, obviously, but generally speaking, I've, at least for in my adult life, I've been a pretty honorable person. I remember when I was a little kid, I was a little bugger. Oh, I'd tell lies. But, eventually I kind of figured it out, but be honorable, tell the truth. It keeps your conscience clear, lets you sleep at night. It's really good for your health to have that. Now, courage. Why is courage so important? Well, courage is important because it allows me to do what I think is right as opposed to what I'm being told all the time. And now I'm gonna combine courage, things I hear, and we hear a lot in our lives, is you gotta slow down as you get older. You gotta relax, because the more you do, the more you get worn out. This has happened actually. I've had several people tell me this recently, like in real life, which is kind of unusual because I don't even socialize that much. But like the other day, 2 days ago, I met a guy and I was like carrying some heavy stuff, and he was like, "Oh, could you help me move some stuff because I have a blown out shoulder?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then he's telling me, "Oh, you gotta be careful though, because when you have your car and you drive it a certain number of miles, it wears out." And I'm like, no, a body's not like a car. Biology is different than a car, and the more you use your body, as long as you're not crossing the line of into injuries, the more you use your body, the stronger it gets. But the more you use your car, doesn't matter how you're doing it. The more you use it, the more you wear it out. So why do we keep hearing this? We keep hearing this kind of thing from the medical industry. Your doctor will tell you, "Oh, you gotta rest, take a load off. You don't want to hurt yourself." At least I've heard this a lot of times from doctors, and then I've heard it from people who've heard it from doctors who then repeat it over and over, and then people go around saying, "Oh, you gotta slow down so you don't get hurt. You don't want to fall apart. You gotta slow down, do less. Well, this is when my honesty comes in and says, okay, what is the medical industry trying to do? They're telling me this information. Do I trust it or do I not trust it? What is the medical industry there for? Now, the presumed reason that the medical industry is there is to make people healthy. But when I really think about it, no, it's a medical industry. They're there to make money. And you don't make money off healthy people. They're making money off sick people and people who are injured and not feeling good. Because when you're feeling good and everything's fine, totally great, you don't go to the doctor. You're not paying them anything. So the medical industry has a huge incentive to encourage sickness and weakness in people. So this is why they put out this message: "Oh, slow down, do less, because then you kind of like start atrophying and falling apart. You're not getting your blood flow going. Things are getting kind of congested up, and you start falling apart." That's why they're saying that. So that's where my honesty comes in. It just comes in and says, all right, who's telling me the truth and who's telling me the crap? And then my courage says, all right, now that I'm pretty sure these people are full of crap, I think something else. Even though like 100 people all around me are telling me to do one thing, I'm going to do something else because I have the courage to take a chance on myself. And let's see what we got here. Next, we got imagination. All right, why is imagination important for my health? Well, I mean, I can think of various ways, but the thing that I think of first is just imagining a better future. Like when I imagine what the world could be like for myself, I have this positive vision of the future, and that doesn't exist yet. That's just in my imagination. But whenever I have that idea in my head that I have a positive future to head toward, just my body feels better. Like everything feels better. And I've had times in my life when I was kind of stuck and I couldn't imagine that better future. Not that I couldn't, but I just wasn't. Like I wasn't seeing a better future. And, I would tense up and just feel like I was stuck. And, when you don't feel like you have something to look forward to, it's kind of depressing. It brings you down. It lowers your metabolism. It kind of messes up your immune system. It just it just reduces your health, So imagination is very important have that idea of something to look forward to in the future. And now that also has a lot to do with the virtue of life, which sounds like a little, why is life a virtue? Well, that sounds a little confusing. Well, the way I think of it is you have to choose your life, and then you have to live it. So the way I think about it in terms of these virtues is I have to choose a life where all of these virtues work. And where I grew up when I was a kid, all these virtues did not work. You could not be honorable. If you told the truth, you'd get in trouble. That kind of thing. You use your imagination. You get told your head's in the cloud, where you get your feet on the ground. Stupid stuff like that. But I've managed to arrange my life to a point now where all these different principles make sense. They're useful. They're valuable. Doing them gives me all positive results. Except, if I go to some city and talk to people, then I just have to put this blank stare on my face and just deal with the stupidity. And not everyone's stupid, but it's just, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. If you want to feel good about yourself, it's really important to feel good about the world around you and about your life, because you're connected to that. You're connected to the world around you. And if you're not living a life that you can feel good about, it does really affect your health. And when you're living a life that you do feel good about, it's like a huge weight off your shoulders, kind of like what I was talking about, like when you're honorable, that takes all this guilt off your shoulders. It just helps be able to relax and just like the blood flow can get around, and your energy works better and everything. So it's really important to choose a life that makes you happy, that makes you feel fulfilled. Now, the biggest objection I get to that is people say, well, I can't just instantly snap my fingers and have the life I want. No, but you also instantly feel better about yourself and about your life once you decide you're heading toward a better life. And that comes down to the imagination again, and the courage, and you got to love yourself enough to take a chance on yourself and have the courage to aim yourself in the direction of a life that you can be happy about, that can be satisfactory to you. And you might need a lot of imagination and honesty and stuff to figure out what kind of life you would even want to live. But once you kind of start breaking out of like bad habits and just being stuck on the treadmill of the rat race, once you start breaking out of that, even if you're still stuck on the treadmill for years, once you know that you're working your way out, it really helps your just your overall health, everything. And now the last virtue here is humility. It's kind of hiding back there, being humble. And humility is important because it lets you know that you're, how do you explain this? It lets you know that you're not done. That's what it is. Like whenever you're humble, there's a lot more you could be doing. But whenever you become arrogant, it's kind of like you're done. You can't improve anymore. And I have a quick story about that. So maybe like 15 years ago, I knew this guy, and he saw me doing some exercise at a playground, and I was doing some running and some jumping and some chin-ups, and he comes over and he's like, oh, you're doing some chin-ups, and he goes to do a chin-up. And this is a guy who played sports for a long time, and he couldn't do a single chin-up. He was like, what is going on? I can't do a single chin-up. Oh, there must just be something wrong with the world or something. And he got all arrogant about it. It's like, chin-ups. And then I think he never actually did a chin-up for the rest of his life, so that he could just say to himself, well, I can do them. It's just, it was just, I can do those. It's fine. And he wasn't being humble. He was being arrogant. He wasn't accepting. If he was being humble, he would say, wow, man, I can't even do a chin-up. I have so much so much improvement I could do. I thought I could do these. I've done sports for years. I should be able to do a chin up. And then maybe you would have said, well, maybe I should start working on my strength a little more and have some courage and go to the gym or the playground or whatever, knowing that I can't even do one. And people are going to laugh at me or whatever, but I'm going to have the courage. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm not going to be arrogant and think I have to show this big fake thing. No, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to try to do a chin up, and maybe in a few weeks I'll be able to do one. And then a few weeks more I'll be able to do 2 or 3, and then you make improvements. So humility is super important in just being able to grow and be strong and be healthy and just for anything really. Just anytime you want to improve, you have to be humble. You have to understand that you have this huge amount of potential above you, and you're just down here, at the bottom. You have a huge amount of potential. Because when you're arrogant, you think you're at the top, which means the only way you have to go is down. Stick with humility. Humility is way better. There's a 2-year-old behind me right now. Totally naked. You can't come in the camera. All right, so that's pretty much the way. Hey, no, you can't come in here. You're naked. I got naked kids running around. Hey, Dashaina. Yeah. I got a naked. Okay, anyway, so that's pretty much how I deal with life, and I think living by all those principles, these guys here, is basically how I stay healthy and stay vital as I get older. Now, I do have to admit, there is another thing I do. I shoot up with a bunch of... No, I'm just kidding. This is something I've been doing since I was a little kid. Every once in a while, and maybe this is what actually does it, all the other stuff is crap, but every once in a while, and I used to do this like if I was going to the bathroom or something, or if I was going to sleep, or anytime I was just like not doing anything particular, like sitting around waiting for something, I'd sit there and think, reverse the aging. Don't get old. Don't get old. Stay strong. And I would just kind of think about that in my head. So I don't know, maybe that helps too. But it doesn't help my hair. My hair still all fell out, which is fine. It's kind of cool, actually. I mean, not cool like slick and cool, but cool like, keeps me cool, which is nice in a hot climate. But I don't know, maybe it's also cool. I mean, I don't really care about my hair. But yeah, I mean, my hair is also gray and everything. So clearly I'm getting older, but yeah, everything seems to be working well so far. All right, that's all I've got to say about that today. Hopefully that was a decent monologue. Jaimie is on steroids confirmed. Ha ha ha. Actually, I should say something about that too. I've never done any drugs, any performance enhancing drugs. I know Joe Rogan could have a discussion with me about this, an argument, but I've always been clean on that stuff. And the amount of alcohol I've drank in my life is probably I'll take a sip of Dashaina's wine, and she almost never drinks anything, but I'll be like, yeah, I don't really drink alcohol. I don't smoke anything. I've never shot anything up or snorted anything. I just totally clean. I stay away from all that stuff. And I don't, as far as I know, that should help with my health. I also don't eat sugar. I shouldn't say no sugar, because I mean, if there's a cookie, I'm going to eat it. But like at my house, I don't have sugar in my house. So I don't cook with sugar or anything. So, all right, let me get to some questions here. Oh man, people have been talking about a lot of different things. Holy cow. All right, here's a question. Oh yeah, skill me up. I should mention, if anyone has a question, write in capital letters question at the beginning, or put a bunch of question marks or anything. Skill me up here did that. And he says, question, will you be decorating your dome? Paint images, a combination of both, etc. Well, I have actually started decorating the inside of my dome a little bit with I've been drawing these people, like characters for a video game, because I started making this new video game. I made this video game, I don't know, over the last few years. I work on it whenever I had spare time, and it's pretty done. I haven't worked on it anymore, and I need to update it. I need to make an update video about it because I've added a bunch of stuff to it since then. But anyway, that video game is pretty much done, and I started messing around with this new one, which is a 2-player video game, which I think I'm gonna make into like a 5-6-player video game, which is we'll need a little bit of explanation, but that's all beside the point. And there's gonna be a lot of different characters you can be. So I started kind of drawing these characters and I put them up on my wall. So now there's a bunch of like potential video game characters up on my wall. And yeah, I mean, I'm gonna paint the inside and the outside of the dome at some point. Right now I'm putting tiles on the roof, which is kind of going slowly because I need the right weather. And, I took 2 trips to town this week, so I didn't do any of those days. I mean, it's also not a super urgent thing because it's not like there are tons of leaks or anything, but I do want to get on that and kind of get it done. But I've been thinking about painting the outside of my house like green and black, like camouflage. So maybe green, black, and blue, like maybe I'll paint it black. No, because green won't go well on the black. Maybe I'll paint it. Maybe I'll paint brown branches everywhere and then put lots of green leaves and then paint the spaces between black. I mean, basically to look like a forest, so it'll blend in with my jungle. And then the top part, make it like light blue, like sky blue, still with lots of like branches and leaves and stuff. So it just kind of blends in with the jungle around. But then the inside, I do want to paint all the walls and everything. And I want to paint this on my floor, like 40 feet wide, like just a huge one of these. And then there's probably some kind of silly sports games my kids will play where, you stand in different zones and do something. I don't know. But I want to put that on my floor really big. Maybe I'll only do half the floor, which will still be like 20 feet across. Let me think. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, Jaimie FTW. What is FTW? I always think "fuck the wuck."
Fuck the world.
No, it's for the win. Oh, right. Is it for the win?
No, it's fuck the world.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it F the world?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought it was for the win also.
Is FTW
F the world?
F the world? Yeah, I mean, I don't. Not really F the world, but there are some problems out there. Yeah. Cheers to friend. Oh. How much does or will my roof weigh in the end? I don't know. I haven't really calculated. However, I mean, I should be able to calculate it fairly easily. I did do a quick calculation before I started climbing up it, because now I'm doing the roof tiles, and I'm up high enough that I'm on the building now. Like I'm leaning on it, like I'm putting my weight on the building. And I was like, man, is that gonna be okay? Because it's not that thick. But then I was like, wait a minute, I weigh 200 pounds, a little less than that. How much of the roof weighs 200 pounds? Like, how much roof do I need to account for that weighs the same amount as me? And it wasn't that much. It was just like maybe like a meter, a 1 meter section of roof, 1 meter by 1 meter, weighs pretty close to 200 pounds. So then I was like, oh, I mean, my weight in addition to that is going to mean nothing. So I don't really worry about climbing on the roof now, just because the roof itself, weighs so much more than me. Maybe it's a little over a meter is 200 pounds. But yeah, I'm not adding that much weight to it. And that was the main calculation I did. Although if I'm doing square meters and they're 200 pounds, I'd say there's roughly 200 square meters of roof-ish. So what's that? 200, 2,000, 20,000, 40,000, 40,000 pounds total? 20 tons? Somewhere around there. So maybe my roof weighs 20 tons, somewhere around there. Is that right? I don't know. I just did that off the top of my head. Okay, FTW is a digital colloquialism whose meaning relative to your current mood, F the world, or for the win. Okay, it could be either. Okay. Oh, when can we play the video game? This is a question, Space Jew. Tomaters is alive again. Tomaters, hello. We missed you the last 2 weeks. Okay, this guy, Space Jew, asks, when can we play the video game? Okay, the video game that I made that's basically finished, it's Well, if you search for adventure builder, wait, yeah, it's just called Adventure Builder, right? The video game is just called Adventure Builder. So if you search for Adventure Builder and Itch, you know what Itch is? It's like a video game website where they have a bunch of video games. So Adventure Builder and Itch, or Adventure Builder Skira, Scirra. You should be able to find it through either of those. Skira is another like video game hosting thing, and that one's actually associated with the software I used to make the game, which is Construct 2, which is not any longer supported. They're not doing it now. They're doing Construct 3, but I just use Construct 2 because I don't need the super fancy stuff. So you can play the video game right now. Although I might need to upload the newest version, but pretty much everything is there. Anything that's not there right now would be just minor things. So, okay, I'm not gonna make a promise here, but I'm gonna try to this week get a copy of my video game. Oh, I've already saved them. So take copies of my like finished video game and upload them with all the updates and everything to the Itch site and the Skira site. And I'll make a video about it with the links down there. But you can play them right now, totally till the end. And now my new video game, it's just in the beginning stages of me figuring out what it even is going to be, and I'm just kind of messing around, in the evenings when I don't have anything else to do, or if I'm, tired, I'm like, oh, I want to just do something chill for an hour. I'll go draw a video game character or something. But that one has a lot of work to do before it's playable really. Okay. Question. Skill me up. What about a marine or tropical theme on it? You could add animals, marine, or this is in terms of painting my house. Would you use a particular type of paint that helps with sealing, waterproofing? I'm thinking I would probably use, I don't know, I'm gonna have to look up what kind of paint works well on concrete. Latex or oil paint? I'm not sure. Whatever sticks to the concrete well. And yeah, the paint should help it be waterproof too. I'm also kind of thinking about painting water glass onto the concrete. I don't know if I'm sure someone here knows what I'm talking about. I forgot the chemical name for it. But basically it's this stuff you can make with like kitty litter and lye, and you heat it up, mix it with water, and it makes this liquid. I think if you let it harden, it actually turns into like a glassy kind of thing. But you can paint it on concrete, and it seals it, kind of glues it together, and makes it extra strong. So I might do some of that. But also, yeah, I do definitely want to paint the building. Yeah, when I paint the outside of the building to kind of blend in with the jungle, it will definitely have, a tropical theme. Maybe I'll paint some palm trees on there. I didn't really think about animals yet, but I'm guessing based on knowing who I am, yeah, probably when I start doing it, I'm going to want to paint some animals and stuff and interesting things like that. Yeah. And then on the inside, okay, so the inside of my house has all these squares. They're like 32 inches by 32 inches each square, and it looks like a waffle, like a giant waffle when you're looking at it. So it has these squares, and then the flat pieces inside the squares. And I was thinking about painting all the squares that are like sticking out, painting them some kind of, I don't know, yellow or brown or something that looks like it's a solid piece of structure, and then painting the flat pieces behind like beautiful scenery outside. So when you're inside, it looks like you're just like in this place with beautiful scenery, and like the whole building is glass or something. I think that would be really cool. Sodium silicate. That's the stuff that I was talking about with the kitty litter and the lye, and you mix it, but not clay kitty litter. You got to get the crystal kitty litter, which someone will tell me the chemical thing for, I'm sure. Anyway, you paint that on concrete, and it makes it stronger and seals it for water and stuff. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, specifically formulated concrete paints. I don't know if I'll do that. Oh, that actually, okay, this guy's saying the quilt is okay. This isn't actually my house, but he's saying something about a bamboo wall. Well, what if I painted all those square things like they're pieces of bamboo, and then the wall behind, like a I don't know, a beautiful beach scene or something with some sky and some dragons flying around or whatever. Then it would look like you're just inside this bamboo. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do like magical creatures and stuff from the side. That'll be cool because I'm a nerd. I don't know. Circular window painted as a church window with the adventure builder symbols that you showed earlier. Now I do definitely want to do that. So in my house, there are a bunch. I need to start doing some of these from my house. I don't have circular windows, but I have the square windows. So in my house, there's all the squares, and some of the squares have windows in them. And I would like to paint adventure builder symbols. Like paint this guy with strength under it, and on one of the windows real big, and do a bunch of windows like that. As a painter, I recommend latex paint with elastomeric properties. Just saying. Okay, for concrete. Okay, as a painter, would you water down your paint when you're doing concrete, when you're painting concrete? Oh, and I do want to say, if anyone had a question, first write question, so it's easy to pick out. But if anyone had a question that I didn't answer, please say it again. Don't feel rude. Don't feel like you're being rude or anything. I'm not trying to ignore any. I just missed it. Okay, this guy has a question. Air form covered with spray foam, then stucco premix. Any thoughts? Let's see. Air form. So it'll be a big bubble, right? That you inflate with a whatever. Covered with spray foam, then stucco premix. You could do that. That seems like it's a lot of material. Man, that's a lot of spray foam. I haven't done any air form stuff, but I've seen some people have done that, and they made videos on YouTube and stuff. It looks pretty cool. Yeah, I just haven't done any of that, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what my thoughts are on that. It's cool though. If you want to do it, totally do it, and show me. I want to see. Sorry for the lag. Don't know what's happening today. Oh, that's not my lag. Is it my lag? I don't know. Yes, make a stained glass window of the adventure builder symbol. Oh yeah, this adventure builder symbol too. I'll definitely put this. I was actually thinking about painting this on my house, like really huge, like huge, like a giant smiley face with a big hammer and a wrench. That'd be great. Hey, Dashaina, did you have some questions that people were asking? Can you come help me? Because I don't know how to read very well. Stained glass was the word I was looking for. Yes. Oh, cool. Dashaina's gonna help me with this. Where's your other tablet? You always have another tablet. Actually, I really just need Dashaina here because it's been I've been here for half an hour and people are probably getting tired of staring at my ugly head. So I need someone who looks a little better to keep people around. Question, I noticed on the videos that your house inside is quite dark. Oh, it's actually not. I think why it looks dark is because there's often a window behind me. So then I end up in silhouette, so it looks a lot darker than it is. So I'm gonna have to start, sometimes I pay attention to this and try to get no window behind me. But I'm gonna have to make a spot where I can do video with no window behind me, because it's totally not dark inside my house at all. Yeah, in the daytime, if I have lights on, they basically do nothing because it is so bright, and that's also why it looks so dark, because when you have a bright light behind you, like a window. And then part of the difficulty in my house is I have a big round house and there are windows all the way around. And so it's hard to get video of me without some window behind my head. But if I hold the camera up higher and aim down, that helps because there's no windows on the floor. But maybe I'll have to put some walls in or something. I don't know. I'm gonna try to do a better job of not being so backlit. Now at nighttime, my house is dark because I hardly have any lights. Hey, what are you doing?
I'm trying to get back on.
Come sit. Look, Tomatoes. Tomatoes is here.
Yay.
He's right there. He's right there. Tomatoes. He's not dead. We were worried Tomatoes was dead. but I'm glad you're not. That's excellent. This guy has a question. Jaimie, have you ever looked at the YouTube channel Aircrete Harry? I don't know. He does a lot of dome building. Probably. I don't watch much YouTube stuff. I don't even have internet at my house. Although I have been considering getting a Wi-Fi bridge. It took me like 20 minutes to figure out what it was called. I was like looking up repeaters and extenders. Wi-Fi bridge is what I would need to send the internet from here, like directly to my house. So I'm thinking about getting one of those, and then I could do some of these from my house. So then when we're talking about, oh yeah. So when we're talking about, like how dark my house is, for example, I could on the spot fix the camera so there's no window behind me, and then you could be like, oh yeah, it's not so dark in there. Starlink. Yeah, I don't actually want dedicated internet at my house. I just wanted to beam some from here over there, and I want it off most of the time because like I really like having my house not interneted because yeah, I just like when I wake up in the morning, I don't have anything in my head saying, oh, check the internet, check messages. No, it's just like, all right, make breakfast and do some stuff and do some stuff in real life. And I like that. I like whenever I have a break, I don't just get on the internet and screw around.
Have you answered all these questions?
No, I doubt it. What video did, or what videos?
Spoon.
Oh, I made a spoon. Did anyone have questions about a wood spoon? There's not much to ask about a wood spoon. Someone's gonna ask me what kind of wood it was. I'm gonna be like, some wood from the jungle. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thanks.
You seem very, very mellow, very, very chill.
Tomato says, what keeps me alive is thinking what I'm going to do tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah, supposedly, like even in hospitals, they always say, the people who live the longest are the ones who have something they're trying to live for. And then the people who don't feel like they have anything to live for, they just kind of, fade away.
What are your thoughts on cryptocurrency and trust?
Are those two separate topics?
It's one question, but maybe two separate topics.
Well, cryptocurrency, I think I have some and I use it. I'm not using it right now, obviously, because it's like down a lot from what it was. But I do have some. And I think there's a fundamental problem with cryptocurrency, which is that it's based on nothing. So one, if the internet ever goes down, it's gone. So sometimes people talk about, what's the currency of the apocalypse? Like if civilization kind of, has a significant issue, cryptocurrency is not any good for that. And yeah, it's just very reliant on technologies that I don't know are not super reliable, and it's just kind of based on nothing. Still, I use it, and I would say, I'm saying it's based on nothing, but the argument against that is just, well, so is most money. Most of the money is just based on nothing now. Money used to be based on gold and silver and stuff like that, but now it's just based on the whims of crazy people. But at least with a dollar bill, you have a paper dollar. And if the internet fell apart or you couldn't get online or whatever, you still have your dollar that you could use.
So more like you have tangible proof of ownership versus electronic.
Yeah. Although my favorite currency at the moment is just coins. Whenever I get change, I never take them. Like I just empty them into a thing at my house. Like I have a lot of change because it's a metal circle. It's actually valuable as a metal circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lee Douglas McGreevy would like to know
He sounds so fancy.
What are your guys' favorite popcorn toppings? Because apparently you got him back into making homemade popcorn, and he likes to make chocolate powder mixed in honey with a touch of cinnamon.
Oh, that sounds delicious. Well, we just had a bunch of cow meat what do you call cow meat? Beef.
Beef.
I'm just gonna call it dead cows. So we just had some dead cows in our. Well, you just canned a bunch of dead cows, and then you had a couple jars.
I did a video about it.
Oh, good. Well, then people might know what I'm talking about. And you had a bunch of leftover fat, like jars of fat.
Yeah.
And so I've been making popcorn, like just in the cow fat. Ooh, this is tasty stuff. Plus, I feel like I'm getting a lot more nutrition than if I'm using like vegetable oil. But it is kind of funny. Like when I was a kid, I was under the impression that you shouldn't eat fat, or you shouldn't eat fat, and here I am taking like giant scoops and just blobbing like cow fat into a pot and just cooking, popcorn in it. I made popcorn 3 times with a jar that was about that size, and 2 times I ate the whole thing myself. So it was just like a handful of lard. Just. But then.
I'm noticing something about this camera.
What's that?
So I keep kind of staring at it. But do you notice that your face looks different? Like your skin looks kind of different in it?
Well, someone noticed that, or someone commented that I looked healthy.
Yeah.
Do I look healthier than normal?
You didn't put a filter on this by accident, did you?
No, is there a filter making me look
I
healthier?
don't know, it just looks weird.
Do I look worse than this normally?
No,
you
it's
look much worse.
It's not
Oh,
the
wow,
worst
you're
or
so
whatever.
beautiful.
It's just, it looks different.
Why are you messing with it?
I don't know, I was just wondering.
Do you need us to look uglier?
No, I just want to
We
know
could-
why it looks
We
different.
could add a filter.
Look, like I look quite reddish.
You do. We could add
So I'm just wondering what that's
We
about.
can add an evil witch filter. Can we add that? I mean, it won't do anything to me because I already look like that. But you'll change
I'm just
a
going
lot.
to sit back because I want to be able to lean against something. So
You want to be
want
small. That's okay.
I don't care.
I actually didn't want to lean against your thing because I was wet.
Oh.
Because
Well,
I went.
Just don't pull on it. That's all I really care about.
I was swimming before this, and I just jumped in my clothes because usually I just go swimming in my clothes because then I'm like, hey, laundry, cool. And I was somewhat wet. I'm slightly damp still. Maybe that's where I get my youthful glow by being slightly damp. No, now I'm sure I'm salty.
Maybe.
Yeah, because I just got out of salt water and didn't rinse myself off. So, hey, someone must be saying something.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
ignoring
sorry.
questions.
Sorry, guys.
Shannon's getting sidetracked. She's like spacing out today. I don't know. She's
Um,
half asleep.
Apparently, Frederick Brincat says that the purple suits me
Oh.
and that he likes my hair today too. And apparently, both of us look quite radiant.
We're gonna play this off.
Let's see. Lappy Top is doing the carnivore diet, except the occasional salad or fruit.
How's that going? How long has he been doing it?
I don't know.
We would have a
Um,
tough time doing that just because, if we had, anyway, just in our current situations, that would be difficult.
Apparently, Dan Duval, Danny says that they're looking for another $700,000 penny, apparently, and that there's lots of misstamped $40 nickels.
Wait, are these like,
Coins. You were talking about coins.
they're collector's items,
Yeah.
they must be. Because I'm like, even a penny, even like the pure copper one's not worth that much. But yeah, it's like a mistake.
Christopher Smith says, I don't think anything can make her look uglier.
Oh, that's terrible. I think he's saying that your beauty would just radiate through.
Okay.
I think that's what he's meaning to say.
I'm not really sure
And then he's
what
gonna-
that means.
And then he's gonna realize, wait a minute, I just said you couldn't get any uglier. Oops.
It's okay. That's why I read it out loud, because I don't know, maybe it just sounds different.
I'm gonna
Skill-
presume that he meant your beauty would just radiate through regardless.
It's okay. Skill Me Up asks, could you give
Skill Me Up.
us an update on your fish trap / fishing setup?
Oh,
And
yes. I do have an update on that. Sorry, go ahead.
and do you think you may do a video update?
Okay, so people have been pestering me for like weeks, like ever since I started doing these lives.
Mm-hmm.
Are you fishing? How's the fishing going? Why are you fishing more? What is wrong with you, Jaimie? Do you have your head securely shoved right up your anus? Where's the fish? You live in the ocean? Fish! Why aren't you fishing? Well,
I remember the baby sleeping.
Yes. Well, she's got that fan on. She
It's
can't
okay,
hear
yeah,
anything.
yeah, you can.
Anyway, I'm trying to be excited because
Okay.
this has been leading up to this for like months. People have been pestering me about it because I've been just not doing the right thing, which I agree, I've not been doing the right thing. So last week, I started paying attention to the fish trap. So I have this fish trap It's been on video, right?
Yeah, I have
At
two
some point.
videos of it.
So there's a fish trap out there in the bay, and it's a pretty good fish trap. It works great. But when it just sits under the dock, you get stuff once in a while, but like, the fish kind of get hip to what's going on when you leave it in the same place for too long. So this week I started moving it around to different places where I've been noticing, some bigger fish. And we had 2 delicious fish dinners with big fish this week, right? I mean, not giant, but like
Yeah, they were big.
like if you were fishing and you caught this size fish, you'd be
You'd be
like, oh, this
excited.
is definitely for dinner. This is a good fish.
Dinner fish.
Whereas in the past, we've had some fish in the trap where we've been like, I could eat this one. But no, these were like definitely like,
There's no question they were edible.
yeah.
fish.
Well, and it was like 2 fish fed us all, and there was some left
I
over.
gave one of my volunteers some of the second one.
Yeah. So yes, I actually checked when I was in the water earlier today. I was scrubbing off the bottom of my boat, of course, which I do. I try to do that every day, but I've been slacking off. But when I was out there, I also pulled up the fish trap and checked it. Except when I pulled it up, I realized the fish trap wasn't down in a good spot. It was like on top of the thing and crooked, and I was like, oh, no fish is gonna go in that. So I fixed it. But anyway, I'm paying much more attention to the fish trap now, and moving it around to where the good fish are. Oh, and just so everyone knows, there's no good fish in our bay, so don't come fishing here. Because there's no good fish here. So go away.
So Labby Top has a suggestion.
Oh, good.
He actually put suggestion in front of the suggestion. And says, make a tiny boat like the size of a remote controlled one that drives around automatically and drags fishing lures behind it. Would be kind of funny. Just an idea I had lately.
That would be kind of funny.
Belted Acres put a link, not a link, but the description of what you need to look for to get the long range outdoor point-to-point wireless bridge.
Oh,
He
well,
actually put he said you need 2, they're about $40 each. And
Oh,
then
well, that's not
the
too bad.
description of it right there.
are they on? They must have them on Amazon or
I'll
something.
take a
I did
screenshot.
add something. I don't know if I put it in the cart or I might have put it on my wish list. I think I found
now
something on
Joseph
Amazon
Blowmeister-
that looked like it might be what I want.
And now
But
Joseph Blowmeister is singing fish heads.
Fish heads.
Sorry, you
holy,
were saying
holy
about
fish
the.
heads.
Sorry, that was kind
Yeah.
of important.
So I don't really know what I'm doing with the point-to-point Wi-Fi bridge yet, but I did find something that I think will work.
Question.
But
from,
if anyone has any, I want to.
I screenshotted that.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone else has any good point-to-point internet things, I don't need anything expensive or fancy. Just pretty simple. I could just have one computer I'm going to connect. It doesn't need to do a million things.
Right.
I don't even want to stream movies or anything. Although I want to be able to do lives.
Well, it might be good to consider it as something that we could potentially put 2 other repeaters up to go with
For
it
other
for
people.
our other properties that will have people on them pretty
Oh.
soon.
Oh.
Because then they would buy into the current
Oh.
internet and we just increase the speed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, okay, maybe we should do that then.
Yeah, so I'd say we probably need 3 others, like essentially, because everybody.
Including me.
No, it'd be 4 total.
Really? How many people are moving here?
we will potentially
Oh,
have.
potential.
Well,
2. There's those guys who are going to go over there.
Will be 2 over there.
And then,
And then there will be, as far
Oh,
as I
if those
know,
guys come back, right.
So there
Yeah,
will be 4 total.
Right. Now we're just talking about things that no one else knows.
Anyway,
we're talking
I
about.
know that's why I wasn't
being
really.
rude.
I was just saying that.
Right, I just didn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah, it's okay.
So yeah, I guess I need to get a few Wi-Fi bridges.
Right. My point is the main one needs to be able to operate several others. Anyway,
Oh, or we could get several. Can you get one that's like a,
I think you could get one that would.
and then just get
split.
4 different receivers?
Right, that's what I'm asking. So, Tomato says that Misty is always beautiful.
Oh, that's so sweet. Come on, Tomato, what's wrong with me? Hey, Baba. Hey, Baba. That's my picking up girls face. Hey, Baba. That was pretty good, eh?
Frederick Brincat would like to know.
It didn't work on her at all.
Safety question.
Yeah.
What about building a pie slice shaped scaffolding ladder, in parentheses, ladder, with horizontal rungs that is wider than a dragon scale, anchors on top center of roof, and rests on the ledge?
Problem with that is I need to build right where the ladder is then. Because like where I'm standing, I need to build like above me. So I can't have anything that goes up there. And I wouldn't want to be on a thing reaching off to the side because that's dangerous. So I think I'm just going to keep building something progressively taller. I mean, the other option is to make something with a giant hole in front of me that still connects to the top, but that starts getting too complicated. It's too much stuff. So far, at the layer I'm at right now, I feel like it's okay. And the higher I get, the more I'm just going to be on the building. So pretty soon, I'm basically going to be standing on top of the building. In which case, I feel like it's going to be pretty safe, especially if I, keep my safety line attached to me.
He says
that
that's
prevents
why,
me from sliding down.
So he says that's why it needs to be wider than a dragon scale, so that you work in between and rest on a horizontal rung.
Yeah, I know. It just seems like a lot to make.
Yeah. Question, Lee Douglas McGreevy, where do you guys actually live if you are off of Victoria Island or on other distant islands in Canada?
No, we're in Central America.
Yeah, we're in Panama.
Panama.
In the
I could
archipelago
not do this
on
stuff
the Caribbean side.
Can you imagine trying to do this in Canada?
You suggested it. Nova Scotia.
We investigated. And oh my god! I mean, if you're far enough, away from civilization in Canada, you can get away with a bunch. But once civilization catches up, they're like, "All right, we need to send the inspectors, and we're gonna have to tear down everything you've done here because it's not up to code." Or blah, blah, blah. My brother built a house. It took him longer to get permission to build the house than it did to build the house.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Question, a repost, because I think I missed.
And trying to build your own boat and drive it anywhere in North America. No, Coast Guard will shoot you down, sink you. All right.
Up wants to know, I have enjoyed your updates on your garden/yard. What are your plans for perhaps hanging seats/swing seats that they may be quite nice to relax in? I think he means outside.
What's relaxing?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know that word.
Correct.
It's a weird word. I don't understand.
Relax. I don't know.
Yeah, me either.
Well, I don't know if I want swing seats outside. Maybe. I guess I feel more like I want to put swing seats inside.
Well, he didn't say outside.
Oh.
So it could be anywhere. It could be up your butt if you really wanted to have swings there.
Okay, so in my house, my first floor is going to have, my second floor is not going to have anything in the middle. There's going to be a big hole. So from the first floor, there's going to be a big space up to the third floor. So I was thinking of hanging some swings there that would be attached way 2 stories up, so you could swing really big. My kids are quite excited about that idea. And I do have some spots outside where you could attach swings. Although we've had more discussions about building tree forts than swings.
Well, tree forts are exciting.
Yeah. I guess the thing is when I want to relax, I go inside.
Yeah.
When I'm outside, I mean, not that I don't relax outside, but I feel like when I'm outside, I'm more kind of doing stuff.
Carrying on about the same concept.
Hey, are you saying I'm carrying on?
About the concept on the stairs ladder thing you were just talking about.
Oh,
Some suggestions are, what about steps that you can slide in and out, make 2 pie slices and have movable rungs in between them?
This sounds like it's just getting too complicated.
Okay, but can I tell you the important comment here?
Yeah.
Dashaina looks like a supermodel today.
Dashaina looks like a supermodel today.
Sorry. It's true.
It's just because you're next to me.
Well.
That one looks like a supermodel now. Come on, man.
Apparently, Off Grid with Jake and Nicole is from west coast of Vancouver Island, so maybe he was getting us confused with those people.
Oh, yeah.
Possibly.
Maybe, I guess.
Because Jaimie and Jake are kind of similar.
Yeah, I grew up in Canada, and I don't want to go back.
Canadian.
I mean, there's just too many rules. It's too restrictive.
Mm-hmm.
The land of, trying to build a shed and your neighbor complains and you have to tear it down.
I think Chris Smith is trying to apologize.
Oh no.
He says, Jaimie said she's trying to make you both look uglier, and I'm saying nothing can make you look ugly. It's a positive. That's how I
That's
took
what I
it.
said. That's what I thought he said.
I put
Yeah.
uglier in quotes. She's amazing. Sorry for the misunderstanding to have put me in timeout. Apparently tomatoes would have been timeout.
Oh
You guys
no.
are so funny.
Oh no,
Chris.
tomatoes. He just meant her beauty would shine through. Even if I put an
So,
ugly
I
filter
just
on,
want to say
it
that
would just say,
Chris,
get away.
Chris Smith, we have had comments from you many times, and it's never been an issue.
Everything's
And
cool.
I'm sorry if you got put on timeout. I didn't do it. Tomatoes is just he's very protective
That's-
of me.
I do actually appreciate that too. Tomatoes too. That's very nice. But yes, Chris, everything's totally cool.
Okay, so
I actually
now I'm
presumed
gonna
that's what
start
you meant.
blushing. So can we move on to not talking about me, please?
Yes, stop talking. You're not beautiful anymore. Let's move on.
Thank you. So
Why is my eye red? Is that because I was swimming and I got? Okay, go on.
okay, so Ben, hi Ben, our buddy Ben who lives in
Ben.
Bermuda.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he
Oh,
said
hello,
the
Ben. How's it going?
solution for the dragon scales now looks fine.
Oh, I don't want to dissolve the dragon scales. I do not need a solution for them.
I'd also want a belt of rope all the way around the dome, though, to stop the scaffold from coming away from the dome.
I did have one actually when I first had scaffolding when I was actually building the dome.
Yeah.
And now I don't because... Oh yeah, just because... Okay, when I originally had it, there were little ropes sticking up so I could attach it. But now I don't want to rely on that because it would just be laying there and it could just pull... it'd probably be alright. But I feel a little better clamping it to the thing. Because where I'm clamping it, there's actually a steel cable, a stainless steel cable right behind that. So it should be good. I trust that more.
Right. Question. Skill Me Up would like to, I just want to mention, I know Jim mentioned this before, but if for some reason I have missed your question, just repost it. It probably just accidentally went by, so.
Your new tablet has a huge screen.
It does have a huge
Yeah,
screen.
I feel like I have to make extra faces now because I can see.
Did you want to tell everybody that we're using a new camera today?
Oh, we're using a new camera and a new tablet. Like I can see my nostril hairs. Oh, geez, everyone can see them then. Oh.
No, wait, let me help you.
No, they're
No,
sticking
you
out
gotta
too
tilt
far.
your head up. Hold on, let's see.
All
if
right,
it
let's
comes
see
up
your
in-
nostril hairs.
No, it's just your nose. Yours
All right,
doesn't
all
do
right.
it. It's not really mine.
No, my nose is very cartilaginous.
Yeah, mine is not.
Yours is rubbery. I know.
It's very squishy.
Yeah. If I got punched in the nose, it would either hurt the person's hand or
Oh,
it would
now
break my
Tomatoes
nose.
apologized to Chris. He said, "I'm sorry, I timed you out." You guys are cute.
You guys are funny.
I love you guys.
I'm glad
Big
Tomatoes
kisses,
is back.
big
Oh no, I
hugs.
can't sit like that because I'm too tall for sitting beside you.
Apparently today I look French for some reason.
You look French.
Mhm.
I thought it was because you were being so super chill today, like you kind of like
Maybe.
mellowed out.
Okay, so let's see. Question.
Mm-hmm.
Skill Me Up says, I think you have another piece of land you were using for potential food production. He's probably talking about the farm.
The farm.
If
which
I
is
have
not
that
being
correct,
farmed.
could you give us an update on that?
Well, I haven't done anything
So
there.
what's going on the farm, Jaimie? Down on the farm.
Yeah, I haven't done much there in a while because I was planting food there, and
Until
for like a year and a half, it was
Rodrigo's
going
cows
great.
ate
I
it.
was getting plantains, I was getting some sugar cane and some other things. I don't remember whatever. But there was a bunch of stuff planted, and it was growing, and I was going every. I don't know. I was going there regularly to keep it like cleaned out and everything. And then yeah, the neighbor behind us, their cows came and just trashed the whole thing. Oh, it just ripped everything to shreds. I mean, my yucca was gone. All the banana trees were knocked down.
But
it
in
was
his
totally
defense,
trashed.
he did ask if his cows could graze. And I don't think there's a line for them to stop. So he like let
No.
them, didn't he? Or did they break
No,
in?
he just has no fence. They
Oh,
just
okay.
wander around and eat whatever.
Is that what it
So the
is?
neighbor, the other neighbor beside me and him, they put up a cow fence, and they actually have cows now.
Okay.
And the guy
I was thinking
should
those.
have a cow fence.
Yeah, he does. have
However, he doesn't have a cow fence, and to try to get him to put up a cow fence, it's going to be easier for me to just build one myself. So that's my
Yeah.
plan. So at some point in time, I'm going to have to go to my property over there, which is pretty big, and build a cow fence, which is why I haven't done it, because it's going to be a
It's gonna be so long.
yeah. But
Like-
it doesn't have to be as long, because the neighbor on the one side, he built
a
the fence, I can
So
just
you just
yeah,
hook
I
up
can
with his-
that he got one side.
Oh,
And
that's great.
it doesn't even get the side of my property, but it like comes in, touches my property, and goes that way. So I can just start there, and that'll.
As long as it's not on your property, because then that becomes a problem.
Oh no, I've been paying attention to that. Yeah, we had that conversation.
Question: Adelphi, the leaky
I have
wooden-
cut some wood out of there though, because whenever a tree falls down, I'll
Right.
cut it into boards, and that's where any wood stuff I have generally comes
the
from
farm,
trees that fell down, on the farm.
right?
And there's a stream there, so if there's a drought, or if I really need concrete water and there's just not enough, like I don't want to use my drinking water, I'll go to the stream there and get water. All right.
So, and we usually refer to that property specifically as the farm.
Top shelf.
Top shelf. Hey, little buddy.
Top shelf. All right, keep going. I didn't mean to
Okay.
interrupt you.
Adelphi, the leaky wooden yacht, would like to know: can I seriously park my boat in your bay, and can I make money doing wood pirate boat tours? Do you have a wooden pirate boat?
I'm concerned that it's leaking.
Yeah, I'm concerned it's leaking too. But
But,
mostly, do
yeah.
you have a wooden pirate boat? Send us an email.
Yeah, send us an email.
Where should they send the
Maybe.
email to?
Oh, the adventurebuildermovie@gmail.com.
It's
Right?
in the description.
It's in the description. You did it before.
I haven't said it's automatically
Oh,
do it now.
so now you don't have to
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
Good job.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
I want to. Yeah, I mean, probably yes.
So Ben is bringing back up why he made the comment he did. He said, you mentioned several times that you were worried about the scaffold tipping away from the dome at the top, and I was thinking clamps at the bottom, rope at the top.
Oh no. Well, yeah. I mean, it seems all right so far at the point where I am.
Okay.
Yeah, but the rope at the top, I don't know where it would go. I can't have it go straight up because it would be in the way of where I'm working, and I can't have like a board. I mean, I could have a board sticking out way to the side and then two ropes up to the top, but that's just getting me more complicated crap to deal with. And
Are you just trying to get
if
this
I-
roof shit done?
I'm just trying to get this friggin' thing done. And if I have a rope all the way, yeah, I'm trying to keep it simple and just make some friggin' progress. And I don't know what I'm gonna do at the next layer up, but the one I'm at right now, I feel like I'm okay.
Val says that it sounds and looks better in reference to, I think, our live today.
Oh, good, beauty.
That's great. Don't put your belly out. Danny wants to say that I hope your next robot will buff away barnacles on your outriggers while you sleep. Amazon bought iRobot vacuums, $61 a share for 1.7 billion total.
I don't care about all that billions of dollars crap. I gave up on that years ago.
So, apparently Adelphi does have a pirate boat, and
But if I would make a
and
robot,
I said to send an email, and he said okay.
cool.
But you have to really send an email because people say okay all the time and they don't.
Yeah, the answer is like if you're actually serious,
Then
then
send an email,
the answer is probably yes.
and then we
You
can
know,
talk about it.
Oh, what was I just talking about? Oh, great. What did you say right before
I
that?
said we were talking about the robot barnacles.
Oh yeah, yeah. I want to build some robots, but I want to build like fun robots. Like I want to build stuff I can drive around with my kids.
Yeah.
I think that's the next robots I want to build.
Wouldn't it be cool though to like go up to your boat with a cool robot? You're
I
like,
have
holding-
thought about some underwater things that I could use to
like
clean the
buffer
barnacles.
them.
But like, I kind of like cleaning the barnacles off, because like, a lot of times that's my excuse to get in the water,
Mhm.
and like, there's no other reason I'm really gonna go get. Well, I always jump in the water at the end of the day, before I have a shower, but that's just like jumping in and jumping out. But like to clean off my boat, it's like I gotta get in and swim around and do some stuff,
Right.
and I always feel great when I'm doing it,
Right.
Like it gives me a great excuse to get in and start swimming around and do stuff. And even if at the beginning I'm like, I gotta scrub the boat. By the time I'm halfway through, I'm like, yeah, I'm moving around, I'm doing some stuff, I'm feeling good, I'm getting my blood flow going, scrubbing some barnacles.
Okay, so classic dude Mike
Classic dude Mike. Is that?
would like to know
I think I know who that
if
is.
you would do an entire Sunday episode as sock puppets.
Well, I think I might be able to do that. I'm gonna have
Oh
to
my
get some
gosh,
socks.
We should make ourselves as sock puppets and we just sit off to the side.
Although I'm thinking maybe I should move my lips because I don't know. I
No,
don't
I
want to.
think we should totally be like out of the
Yeah, yeah.
picture and
That's
just
what I'm
have
saying.
the sock
I
on,
should
so
actually move my lips because if I do it like this, you know,
it might
it
sound
might
funny.
sound too muffled or
Yeah,
something.
No.
Yeah, I don't want to sound too
We
muffled.
should just not be in the video and should be
Yeah.
super close to the
Total
sock end.
sock puppets. But I literally have no socks. I'm gonna have to. I have made puppets in
We
the
have
past.
socks.
I have a frog puppet somewhere.
Yeah, but I think the sock puppet versions of us would be hilarious.
Yeah, I think I would have to make
Mine would have gigantic eyes.
I would have to
Nothing
make.
else.
I do have socks.
No, I would have to make my own custom puppet for that,
Yeah, that was the idea, I think.
but not a sock. I'm gonna have to custom puppet it. So I guess the answer is no. I can't do it as is.
Why
Sock
do you
puppets.
have to be so
Because
against the grain?
I don't have socks,
I have socks.
and your socks aren't gonna fit
No,
on my
I have
hand.
big socks.
Your socks could like fit on my
They're
thumb.
big black socks that are not for me. They're like guy socks.
Okay. But you can do the sock, and I will make my own custom giant. Maybe it'll be a double hander. Hey guys, how's it going today? Oh, I'm having a good time. Oh, and I can give like a really serious, like 20-minute monologue with a giant puppet head. That would be excellent.
And I'm just gonna have a
So
girl
I've
with
been
silly
really thinking
curls.
seriously about some very important things, and you know.
Mine's just gonna be one hand. It's gonna have a girl with giant eyes, giant like,
And you can
bluish
use
gray
your other
eyes.
hand to mop your brow once in a
and
while.
then she's gonna have these funny little wood curls, and she's just gonna
Yeah.
shake her heads and say things
All right.
like, um. Okay.
Yes,
Anyway.
you can do this. I know you can.
I
I,
know
think he's
you
talking about the sock puppets.
Skill Me Up says, I know you have addressed this a long time ago in a video, but have you revisited setting up a sawmill for your wood cutting?
I'm getting pretty close to making that a priority.
Okay.
So, yeah, I
Why
want to
are
get.
you planning on doing a bunch of wood?
Yeah.
For what?
So, I'm trying to say, just like shut up there, and let me talk. Well, like once I got the roof done and my house isn't like leaking anymore, I like want to build my second and third floors then, dude. And I need to make those out of like wood and stuff. So I was gonna like build a lumber mill, a bumper mill. So I was thinking, right now, like I keep running into situations where it's too sunny or too rainy to work on the roof.
Or too much weather?
Too much weather to work on the roof. So I may start having, an extra priority, like definitely getting the roof done is a priority. But I might have to have another priority because sometimes I have to have dual things depending on weather. And make the other priority making lumber mill. Like plan it out what I want to do, order the parts because the parts are going to take a while to get here. I mean, if I really needed to, I could probably build it with the parts I have right now. But I'm probably going to want to order some parts to make it extra slick and stuff. Because I'm going to go to all the trouble to build a lumber mill. I
Extra
want to
slick.
make it not too slick, but pretty good.
Some Reed Cook suggested flour sack puppets.
Oh, yeah.
We do have lots of flour sacks, actually.
But I want to build a swing blade lumber mill
Mhm.
with either a 12 or a 14-inch blade. Probably a 12, just because they're easier to get. I don't want to build a lumber mill that requires a saw blade that costs a fortune or is like impossible to find. Like I can go to the store here and find a 12-inch saw blade. It wouldn't be like ideal or anything. I might have to rip out half the teeth or whatever, but
Right. Do some shadow puppets or sock puppets? Oh yeah, you should do some. Sorry, Joseph Blowmeister suggests that we should do some shadow puppets or sock puppets on the stream someday, for sure.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
It sounds like people are interested.
All right, I'm gonna have to make. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make one that's like exactly like me. Yeah.
Scummy Up wants to know, will you make a video about the lumber mill design and construction? I think it would be really interesting.
Nah, I was gonna build that all without telling you guys. Yes, I'm definitely going to build. I will share my lumber mill building experience. Man, I made a really nice one in Vermont. I wish I had that one here. That one I
think
really
I
liked
tried
it.
that one once.
Yeah,
It was pretty nice.
it was really good, and it had a terrible blade on it, but it was slow because it had so many teeth on the blade, but it made such fine cuts. But if I if I reduced the number of teeth on it down to like a quarter of what it was, it would have gone a lot faster, and still made pretty smooth boards. The only problem with it being here, I mean, other than the fact that it's not here, is that it's not stainless, and then I'm gonna have to make it stainless just because ocean. It's gonna be cutting wood that's been in the ocean probably. I'm gonna have to make it stainless.
Awesome.
Not the blade, but most of it.
Anarchy Television would like to know, in the area you're at, Jaimie, what's the best way to make a living?
Be smart. I don't know. It's like you just figure out. I guess there isn't really a best way to make a living anywhere. I don't think. I think it's like a combination of what you can do and what is being looked for or needed. And you find out where those line up. Like for me, I've been thinking about making kayaks just because, I can do that, and I'm pretty good with fiberglass. I can set it up. I have the space to do it. Like I could make kayaks if I made a good mold and stuff. But in another way, like if you service boats, I mean, you could find tons of work. Or if you like build docks or houses or any kind of building like that, like you can definitely find lots of work. Or if you're, I don't know, there's so many different things you could do anywhere. Just find what people need done and are willing to pay for, and figure out what out of those things you can do and or want to do. A restaurant would be cool. I think a restaurant would be really fun, actually. I kind of want to do a campsite and a restaurant.
Right.
Because then they kind of work together. Then you know what customers you have and when.
Yeah.
It's like we can just turn off the restaurant and only turn on the restaurant when the campsite's open.
Kind of like what they do over there at that resort.
Yeah, sure. Oh, you're talking about the one over across the thing, yeah.
Question, Skill Me Up says, do you think you may also make a machine/system for bulk sanding your boards, like something you could push/feed your boards through?
Well, I do have a planer, like a big machine planer I bought a few years ago. I was totally not ready to get it, but this guy was getting rid of a bunch of industrial, like basically a wood shop. And I bought that, and I bought it for $150, and it was like heavy duty. It cost way more than.
Oh, that was right over there on.
Right over there. It was not
no, but
that
I mean
close,
it was local. It
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
like we imported it.
Yeah, and I got a big planer, like I had to take it apart to lift it, like a huge like cast iron big planer thing. And that's when I got the what's it called? The saw with all the different. Oh, I don't remember what it's called. Fancy saw. I also got
the
a
radial arm saw.
radial arm saw, and
Oh, we got a new tool.
I know. I feel so dumb. I also got a table saw, like a big, heavy duty, solid steel table saw,
And no lathe.
and a
everything.
join.
A joiner.
Oh God, what do you call it? A joiner
A joiner.
or a jointer?
Oh,
It's a thing that flattens the sides of the boards. A sideboard flattener.
I think it's a.
No, it's a sideboard flattener.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, just like the tool I was using yesterday in the yard. You weren't there for this, but
Oh.
it's a dragger. It's not a hoe. It's not going to give me pleasure for money or diseases. It's not a hoe. It's a dragger,
Oh, okay.
right? So anyway, I got those 4 tools. Well, this makes complete sense. I don't know why you're laughing at that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I have basically like a pretty good wood shop setup over there that I need to bring and set up. And I got it when I was totally not
Tomato
ready
says
for
it's
it.
called
So
a
they,
jointer.
yeah, I know. I got all that stuff when I was completely not ready to take it, but it was like that's when the opportunity came up. So it's just been sitting in storage. I try to keep it dry and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to set that up. And I also have a machine lathe and a milling machine that I'm excited to set up. So excited. So excited.
I just want to say hey to Rocky and David Taylor.
Oh, Rocky and David Taylor. How you guys doing?
I call him Rocky. It's not really his name.
It's
He's
Rocky
from
and
Scotland.
David Taylor.
Yeah, they're They're subscriber fans.
They're your buds?
Yeah,
They're
they're
your
yours
buds.
too.
Oh, they're my buds too. Hey guys, how you doing?
David Taylor would like to know, did you end up finding a shaving clipping solution?
Oh, I did. I shaved this morning because I was getting pretty good beard. Yeah, I talked about this on one of these lives a little while ago. So I had one of those wall trimmers. Well, I still have one of those wall trimmers. You know, it's got the two blades that go like this, and it basically cuts the hair like that. The hair gets through, and I've had it for like, I don't know, 20 years or something, and the thing never worked. And every once in a while I'd try it and then just put it back on the shelf and be like, ah. So finally, I don't know, a couple months ago, I was like, all right, I need to either throw this thing away or figure out what the fuck is wrong with it. So I took it apart and I was like, maybe if I take these apart and sharpen, like just grind this down, sharpen it a little, maybe that'll help. So I took this piece off, you know, the blades, and I put it down on a diamond sharpener because I have a really nice one, and you know, rubbed it around a little and looked at it and realized it's only touching here and here. It wasn't actually touching here. So I guess when they made it in the factory, they didn't grind this down enough. You know, they left like, I don't know, like a fraction, like a tenth of a millimeter of space, which meant when the blades came together, there was a little space there. So instead of slicing the hairs, it was just kind of bending them. You know, that's why I would use it and it would immediately get stuck and not work. So I took it and ground it for like, I don't know, a minute and a half. Put the thing back together, works perfect now. Yeah.
Awesome.
I also did my hair a couple weeks ago. Very nice, eh? Oh.
So fancy.
I mean, my hair. I shouldn't say this part. This part. I don't know. What if I just grow this long, like my 6 hairs on the top?
Greg Stiles would like to know, have you considered getting goats or pigs or cows?
Yes, but we don't have any yet. So far, well, I don't have any animals other than ones that are just on my island, which is not anything significant. But you have chickens, you had ducks, you preferred the chickens, so you got rid of the ducks.
I got rid of the ducks.
We should have just eaten them, but you gave them to someone.
I gave them a home.
Yeah, you gave them a good
somewhere
home.
They were going to have a good life.
Yeah.
So.
And yeah, right now you have chickens and rabbits and a dog and a cat.
Yeah.
And this cat just showed up. It's like the third cat that's just showed
It's
up.
the third cat.
You're keeping this one, aren't you?
Yeah, he keeps Hershey company, and I think that she needs that.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that dog being here,
Yeah,
that cat
literally,
would
the cat would
be
be
gone.
gone. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, you got
The
it.
dog is the only thing keeping the cat here.
Yeah, except now the kids make collars for the cat and stuff. And
Well, yeah, it's part of the
now it's part of the family.
Yeah, it's
I
part
guess.
of the family now. I bought cat food for it.
I know, you bought cat
never
food. I was
buy
like,
cat
what the
food. Yeah. Anyway,
yeah, I kind of want to get goats to like mow my lawn, and they'll eat mangroves, right?
supposedly.
Like there's no other use for mangroves. Not that I want to get rid of mangroves, because
It'd
they
just
like,
be nice to keep them a little bit trimmed.
yeah, you keep them a little like, yeah, from.
Trimmed.
I mean, the mangroves are super valuable because they, you know, they protect your land from erosion. Living on an
They
island,
make lots of really good oxygen.
that too. But you know, I mean, you don't see this on your land because you have like tons of mangroves between you and like open water.
Right.
But on my property, there are some spots where it's like a little beach, not like a pretty beach. I mean, it's kind of a nice little beach, but there's no mangroves between my land and the water, and you can definitely see land is like
Going into the water.
gone into the water. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've made some little rock walls to kind of help, like that, go out into the water to help prevent stuff from being washed away. From what I understand, you don't want to put rock walls right up against the land. You kind of stick them out into the ocean, so that the waves still push stuff up into your land, but the waves don't drag the dirt away. You know, prevents the downshore drift from taking away your dirt or your sand or whatever.
Land erosion preventative.
Anyway, mangroves are great for
Yeah.
protecting your land,
Yeah.
especially when the sea level is supposed to be rising like a centimeter a year or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Whitebeard Adventures would like to know, what if you built a safety net from pipe and netting that is attached to the ledge that can be moved to the current work area to catch you if you miss
Oh, no. I'm not planning to fall. Yeah, I don't want that. Because yeah, I don't want a safety net that's like if I fall, like me falling is just not acceptable. It's not an option at all. Which is why I keep my safety line attached to my hand short enough that I can't actually get to the edge of the building. Like I have to take it off. I don't have to take it off to even get to the edge of the building. So even if I fell, I would still be like laying on the dome. I could slide down, but I would not be able to go off the edge. So at no point would my safety line be like holding me like hanging vertical or something.
Right. Okay. Question. Oh, Tomaters also has posted his Facebook page, so we have it for the future.
Oh, great.
I
So
was
we can
very
ask him.
worried about him. I'm gonna be honest. I sent you an email actually because
Yeah,
like,
Tomaters has been here like every live from the beginning, and then
Yeah.
he missed 2 in a row. I'm sorry.
we were like.
What was
we
he
were-
doing?
Yeah,
He was on
I
vacation.
think he was building a plasma table. He said.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's totally fine.
So he just shared his Facebook page to the world.
You know, if I had some pipes and some netting,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to make a safety thing, but man, that would make a really fun hammock thing for inside. And
Well, somebody had suggested putting like a netting thing around that like could not necessarily for safety, but could be like a hangout spot, you know, like
inside,
wherever.
not outside. Outside's too dangerous.
Yeah.
But inside, yeah. Well, inside, there's the steel frame inside my house, and then there's the concrete dome. But at the top, there's like a little tower. So I want to put some netting up at the top, so you can climb up, kind of lay in the netting, and then open the roof, and then you can see the stars and be romantic or whatever. I don't know what that means.
Christopher Smith would
You
like
can stand
to
up
know.
there with your BB gun and shoot stuff,
Oh, that sounds
or look
way
at the
more
stars.
exciting.
Look at the stars. Yeah, right.
Does Jaimie still have plans to build an indoor jogging track on the second floor of his house, or is the second floor better for storage now? Well, right now it's storage just because that's
Well, the
what
second
it
floor
is.
there's not really a floor there is the thing. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff stuffed up there. But yes, I absolutely want to build. I'm very excited actually about building a running track, and I think it's gonna take me like twice as long to build the running track I want to build than it would to build just a normal floor, because I want to make it really, really good. You'll see when I make it. And it's going to be big enough that there will be like space for running track and then space for other stuff.
Yeah.
Like Lego zone, drawing
Oh,
table.
somebody just posted something I totally forgot, and it just reminded me. So Krina, I have not seen her post anything yet today, but we got her books.
Oh, no
when
way.
you picked up the container set the other day, we got 5 books from Krina, which I have to read. This
Where's
week.
one? Let me see one. You're going to read them on your
There's one.
your
They're right
thing?
there. This whole stack.
Oh, let me see.
She got the whole stack because it's got her cute little books too. And
Well,
we
I
told her
don't-
that we would say something about them in one of the lives. We haven't read them yet, but
But you're going to read them on
yeah, I'm
your
gonna read them.
Basil and the Waltz of Colors.
So yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
She sent us her books. Here's another one that she wrote. It's called Whispers and Other Strange Stories, and it's by Krina Ludmila Christia, and
Who's not here today?
I haven't seen her yet, but also Miss Camellia and Huggle Culture Mound and the Huggle Culture Mound, how Miss Camellia found her smile again.
Pash and the Blue Bicycle.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I was
And you're
really
gonna-
super excited about this one because this is the one that I met her about. It came up in my Instagram one day, and I thought, whoa, that dragon is cool. And so I clicked on it, and then anyway, she ended up sending me an email asking if we would be willing to review her books and say something about them. So we just got them. Literally, I don't know when you went. Wednesday. Yeah, it was. I think it was
Sure.
Wednesday or Thursday.
Thursday.
So I'm excited.
But
So-
you're gonna read them on your channel on a thing.
Yeah, I'm really gonna read some of them
Cool.
on my channel. And so, anyway, somebody had just made a comment saying children's books, and that just reminded
about-
me of
what were they
that. Well,
saying
it said Danny said children's books. If not for this dog, this cat. Because okay, I see. Here's
There
what
must be
happened.
something else
Here's what
going on.
happens. The word has gotten out around in the cat community. I knew cats lived in mangroves. Patch the cat. Netflix has a good cat documentary on cat studies, and then Dan Duvall says children's books. If not for this dog, this cat. So
So are we?
That's-
Am I supposed to make children's book, or are you, about our dogs and cats?
I don't know.
If I was gonna make a book about an animal, it would be about banana baskets.
Oh yeah,
The-
for sure.
The farting cat. Oh, it's
Yeah, that's a whole other.
It would be like
conversation.
45 minutes trying to explain this whole situation.
Apparently,
But
the whole world is in a drought right now.
really, the whole world?
That's what Anarchy Television says. And then the other part of so half of the world is in a drought right now, and the other part of the world
It's drowning.
is
What?
we're going to flood. Says we're going to flood. So
Well, what are we doing?
yeah,
Oh,
we're just in the middle. I mean,
wow.
we are literally like 9 degrees up from the middle.
Yeah, right. Well, is it like half the top and bottom, or is it
I
like?
don't know.
Well, it's probably split up in
Well,
all
it's
kinds of
obviously
weird.
half the top and the bottom because you're flooding here and you're drowning here.
Yeah, right.
way
All the
a
water
cup
goes
fills
down
up.
to the
Yeah,
bottom, so
yeah.
all the southern hemisphere will
Right.
get all the water.
Right. So we don't really have anything to worry about because we're 9 degrees above
What
the
if
middle.
what if you're an alien in outer space and you're looking at the planet upside down?
I don't know. Then you're kind of screwed.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
apparently-
anything about that.
Apparently, Joseph Blowmeister has been watching baby kitten videos lately.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Well, if we're getting drowned,
Oh,
we're gonna get
Tomato
rained
told
on
us
a
what
lot. I need to
happened.
get my roof done.
Do you want me to tell
let's
you?
hear it.
Apparently, his daughter donated her one of her kidneys to her mother-in-law, and he
No
was with
way.
her.
So is everyone okay? I hope everyone's okay.
I hope so too.
Well, that was very nice of her.
That was. Yeah, he said it was very brave of her.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, I'm glad that he's okay, and I'm glad she's okay. He said that she came home today, and all is good.
Nice.
Well, good, because we actually were really worried. I was actually like, if Tomatoes does not show up today, I'm gonna have to like put out the word on like social media to find this guy
Find
to
this
make
guy.
sure that he's okay. So Adelphi, the Leaky Wooden Yacht, has a pirate kitty, Calico, and she likes to claw the sail covers.
Can you imagine a cat on a sailboat with big sails that just climbs up the sails? Don't be that good.
Mad Modders put a suggestion of saying put outrigger boards on the scaffold that extends down beneath the ledge and into the wall, then it can't tip.
Oh, yeah. Again, it's like I mean, if I wanted to make working on the roof like ultimate safe, I could spend like weeks building stuff. You know. and,
Okay, I
like,
just want to mention something. If you
What?
guys have a question, only if it's a question, put question in front of it. If it's a
What's that mean?
suggestion, put suggestion. But
Oh.
please don't use question to say something that is like a statement or a suggestion. Because it's like frustrating. 'Cause then I
Confusing.
have to read the whole thing and then realize, oh, it's not a question. So please just use suggestion or statement if you're making a suggestion or statement that you think I should definitely see. But questions only for questions.
So anyway, yeah, with the roof, I want to keep it simple.
Yeah.
Often I found that with safety things, like the more complicated the safety things get,
Can I see that?
the
No,
more
the page you're
dangerous
on.
they get.
I wanted to see the page you're on. Look, here's a picture.
Are you showing pictures of people?
Here is Krina. This,
Who?
she's the one with the really pale skin all the way at the end there.
This end? This has a really pale skin. Or
yeah,
this
the
one?
one way over there at the,
Over here.
yeah, the dark pink.
That you're putting
Yeah.
in the light?
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Very
This
good.
is Krina. She wrote these books,
And she's on here.
and
Sometimes.
she's on here sometimes.
Yeah.
And we'll say more things about her later when she's actually here.
Yeah.
Okay. Question.
My hammer's all-
Do you think you could build a clear bottom boat so you can see the marine life when you boat around? It might be interesting to look at the reef / fish and also ensure traps are okay. You did something like that
I
once
did.
in the first boat.
Yeah, the first, I still have the
You
thing.
saw the thing.
So I made like a box with a glass
Oh
bottom.
man, the kids got a kick
and
out
it's,
of that.
it's fiberglass. I still have it, yeah. So, I mean, right now, if you just lay it in the water, you can see. But in the first boat I made when we got here, which is a little tiny boat, I had a hole in the floor that it fit into, so we could be in the boat, put that down, and then look at stuff under. Actually, the first time I tested it, I made the sea looker, and I went out with Aurora, and we put the thing in, and right there was a huge eagle ray, spotted eagle ray.
Yeah, those things
I
are
was like-
crazy. They're so cool.
And I was like, oh my god, I can't believe, like, we put it here, and there's like that interesting thing right there. And I'm just thinking, oh man, this kid's gonna have the wrong expectations now. She's gonna be like, well, you put it in, there's fish there. And it's like, no, like 99% of the time there's nothing there. But it was really cool because like we were in the boat, it was moving a little. First I just saw this line and I was like, well, that's weird. What's that line? Because is there like a line on the glass or something? But then it was the tail of the thing. And then we kind of caught up to it. It was just kind of chilling. And the spotted eagle rays are really...
They're really pretty.
They're really cool. They have like a duck face. It's kind of like a cartoonish duck face.
It's not smooth like the rest of it. It's like a kind of a separate sort of part.
They're really cool looking.
And they
though.
get
I like
huge.
Them. Yeah. The one we saw wasn't huge, but I mean it was like a meter across or whatever. But they do get huge.
I haven't listed the book yet because we literally just got them and I've been showing.
Okay, I don't want to turn this into like.
No, I know. He was asking me a
I
question.
can show you the pages.
Okay, but I'm gonna finish doing this live and then we'll look at it together. Don't you dare.
Don't I dare? Well, you get back on your job
You
there.
stop distracting me, please.
You get back on your job.
Tomato says, thanks for caring, guys.
Aw, caring guys.
Oh, you guys. Whitebeard Adventures, also his
You know,
name is Dave.
when you tell me that, I just imagine some like an amusement park where you go and there's this giant head and there's this giant beard of like ropes and things you can swing around on.
Whitebeard Adventures.
You can climb up into his nose and like go down a water slide out of his tongue that's hanging out.
Well, you remember that?
And
when
then
we
as
go
you're
in town-
zooming out, you can grab onto the ropes of the beard and swing around some
Remember
more.
when we were walking through town when they were getting ready for carnival, and there's the guy who does all the giant parade parts, like, and he has that big, the big pirate face,
Big pirate
whatever.
face thing,
Yeah, that's what I thought about.
So
when you said
anyway,
that.
and the white ropes are hanging in a big bowl, like a big swimming pool that looks like a bowl of soup.
Right. Yeah.
You swing around in it. Anyway, that's what came up to me the first time you said that.
So anyway, his name is Dave.
Dave.
Yeah.
Whitebeard Adventures.
He says,
Dave.
I love your mini kayak model that you built. They could be
Oh, yeah.
used in the old sci-fi series Land of Giants.
Is this an old sci-fi series that I should be watching?
He says, I'm showing my age by naming that old series. So I guess we'll have to look that up.
No. Is it good?
I don't know.
I mean, not that I watch a ton of TV or anything, but
But
like,
that might be interesting.
you know,
to
when the
look that
kids
up.
are at your house and I'm at dinner, a lot of times I'll just watch a movie or something that I don't care about.
Apparently, Tomatoes is trying to play a joke on me.
Oh,
and
no.
He says, question.
Oh, you son of a...
You are beautiful, Miss D.
Is that a question? I'm not sure.
Greg Stiles says, oh, Frederick Brincat, he's going to be
Did you turn
listening.
red? You just
Probably.
turned red.
I told you I don't really like talking about myself. Frederick Brincat says, I'm going to be listening to your ramblings while popping some spiced popcorns.
Oh yeah.
I'm
We didn't.
jealous.
I didn't really answer the
Yeah,
question
we
about the
forgot.
popcorn.
Right,
We
popcorn.
kinda- so the beefy
The
popcorn,
beef fat.
or you know what I actually like more than the beef fat popcorn is chicken fat popcorn. Oh, it tastes even better.
Yeah.
So like if I the other day, and this would work with beef or chicken, I cooked some beef with a bunch of spicy sauce in it and some tomatoes and vegetables and different stuff, and the beef had a lot of fat in it, so I drained it and then put the drainings into my popcorn pot and boiled it down until the water was out, and it was just like this greasy, oily, tasty, spicy, like, and it was so tasty. I made popcorn, the popcorn came out all red and spicy, and it tasted like cows and vegetables, and it didn't actually taste like a cow, but it's delicious.
You know, my favorite way to have popcorn, which is like I don't think I've really done here, is I like to put Tabasco sauce on it, like salt.
Yeah. You put it on after the popcorn?
After, yeah.
Yeah. If I'm doing hot sauce, I like to put it in the oil before.
Yeah, it prevents it from getting soggy. I
Yeah,
imagine.
exactly.
Because
Yeah.
I was just thinking, I wonder if there's a way to do it without, because it always ends up with like a couple soggy pieces.
Yeah. Well, with Tapatio, my favorite hot sauce in the
Yeah.
universe. I used to put that in the oil, or I'd put it in the pan. No, I'd put it in the oil and then slowly heat up the oil so that it would, dry out the hot sauce, get the moisture out, and then it was just.
Somebody just said something
We have to be careful not to burn it.
in this about popcorn, and it reminded me of, we've made this before, and they were saying this is Ben just said this, coconut oil popcorn is the best, and I have to agree with him.
That is good.
It is. We haven't done that in a really long time, but
Yeah,
it is so good.
Yeah, right now I don't have enough coconuts to really make coconut oil because, I use the coconuts for sourdough coconut bread and cereal and stuff, and I don't quite have enough coconuts for even what I want to do.
I could get you enough to make a popcorn out of one.
We have lots of coconuts growing, so at some point in the not too distant future, we should have more coconuts than we know what to do with, and then we can start making coconut oil, which is kind of a labor-intensive process, but whatever. It's pretty cool.
Caramel popcorn.
Yeah, another one that I used to do was, I don't do this anymore because I stopped eating sugar, but I would put honey. Did I put honey in the oil?
I don't remember, but I remember. Excuse me.
I would still do honey actually, because I don't eat sugar, but I would still eat honey.
You were talking about.
But
yeah,
honey's,
that is the Dashaina.
honey, it just costs too much until we get our own
really
darn
expensive.
bees.
Which I'm working on with people.
But how did I make honey popcorn?
I can't remember. I feel like you put it in the stuff, but
I think I might.
I put it on it.
I think I put it in the oil. Does that work out alright?
I don't know.
Or did I put it on while? Oh, no, it might have been that while it was popping. Once it got to a certain point, and I could get the lid off, then I poured it on, and then. No, then I leave the lid off. Once the popcorn is popped enough that it's not jumping up anymore, I always take the lid off because then it lets the steam out and dries it out, so it's not soggy at all.
So you do that while it's popping?
Yeah, when the pot's like halfway full and it's not popping out
I
anymore.
have to try that.
I always take the lid off. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I shouldn't say I always take the lid off. I'm sure there's some time when I forget, but generally speaking, I take the lid off.
You remember at my dad's, what was really good was the nutritional yeast.
Yeah.
That was really good with some
That was
salt.
good on popcorn.
Yeah. So let's see.
Of course, there's always dried cheese too. Cheese powder.
Yeah, the white cheddar powder that we have. That's
Although
really good.
I always feel like it's kind of overdoing it on the popcorn, and I should use the cheese for something else.
Greg Styles would like to know, how is the retaining wall, I guess he's talking about on my island, holding up?
Great. I was actually standing on it this morning looking at something, and it seems pretty good.
Some.
Have you noticed any issues with it? I think it has some cracks, but that was to be expected. It's leaning in against the dirt.
I don't really pay attention.
Yeah,
to that.
it's
So it's doing what it's supposed to do.
It's there. It's holding the dirt. It's not. Yeah, it seems to be good.
Yeah.
And it's been there for.
It keeps
6
my
years or
bunnies on the
something?
island.
Yeah.
And my chickens.
Yeah, because the retaining wall sticks up a little bit, so.
And yeah.
Not that the bunnies couldn't jump over it.
Oh,
but
they
it
could.
kind
They
of,
just don't want to.
Well, yeah, they're like,
Oof.
ooh, I don't want to jump into those mangroves.
I'm not even sure that they've looked over the wall, which is funny because they've
I'm
looked over
sure it
it.
keeps a lot of things
yeah.
from coming into your island.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know, a couple meters high.
Yep. Trypanosomoa. I can't even do this.
Trichinosis, laminosis.
Wants to know, I wonder if you could build a pedal assist on your boat, like a push bike to spin the motor because it's awesome on a bike.
Wait, what?
I wonder.
Oh, I have a pedal boat.
It says, I wonder if you could build a pedal assist on your boat, like a push bike to spin the motor because it's awesome on a bike. I guess he means like when the
like
boat's
make one
not-
that'll spin the motor instead of doing the paddle wheel.
Right.
Yeah, I could.
Would that
I did
be-
think about it.
Would that be like useful?
Well, I like having two separate power systems that are totally separated because if one fails, the other one works.
Right, but besides that,
no,
would-
but this is
right.
This is not. It's just like frivolous thing.
Right.
Like, so like I've got the pedals and they do a paddle wheel, and that has nothing to do with the electric motor.
Right.
So if the electric motor totally craps out or any part of it craps out, I can still pedal, and vice versa. If my pedals break, my motor still works. But I did consider making a thing where I've got like sort of like a differential
the
drive
same
with two
goal.
inputs. Like one would be the pedal and one would be the motor, and they both go to the propeller. And that would still work, like if the motor broke. But what if the propeller shaft broke on that? Then the motor and the pedals would not work, right? So I always like to keep two totally separate power systems.
Okay, so now my question
Yes.
is, aside from, that logical thinking, is it beneficial to have the pedals, like electrically speaking, going, and you have like electricity also doing?
Yeah,
the
you
thing?
can
Like,
you
would
can
that
add
be
them together
helpful?
if you do it right.
Okay. Sorry, it's just a completely different.
Actually, now I'm curious how the pedal assist works. Oh no, I know how it works. Yeah,
Okay.
on the bikes. Yeah.
Mad Matters question: are you going to have monkey bars on the second floor?
Oh, totally. I'm gonna have monkey bars everywhere.
Everywhere?
Everywhere. Everywhere.
Mm,
Everywhere. Well, there are currently monkey bars on the third floor. You know, the steel pipe frame is just monkey bars everywhere. And the second floor, I'm gonna have the running track. I'm probably gonna have some monkey bars there somewhere. I want to have swinging ropes. I don't know. The thing is, like, I need to build the second floor and the running track, and then I want to build the third floor, which is like the gymnasium floor, and then I'm gonna start adding like ropes and monkey bars and I don't know, all kinds of stuff. Like basically whatever we want. Whatever we're hanging out and being like, I wish there was some monkey bars here. Then we'll put them.
Apparently Bob Cratchit likes to powder crispy chicken skin, and sprinkle it over chicken stew.
So I was gonna
That
sprinkle
would
it
be
over.
cool over popcorn.
Yeah, that would be good over popcorn. Taking the chicken skin and powdering it.
Or
like
not even
drying
powdering
out.
it, but just like crumbling it over the popcorn even.
Yeah.
Like where you had like little crispy bits
Oh,
of
but
it.
imagine it powdered though.
I
It would like
know.
stick to the popcorn.
But I really like the crunchy part of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because like that kind of adds, it's like bacon.
Yeah, it's like bacon.
It's like the bacon of chicken.
You know what's actually surprisingly disappointing is cooking popcorn in bacon fat.
Yeah, I didn't
Like,
find
it's-
that to be that
Like, it's all right. It's not bad or anything.
coconut oil.
But you think like, oh, bacon fat is going to be amazing, and it's
No.
like, well, I mean, that was pretty good.
It was okay.
But like, I would take chicken fat over it actually.
Yeah.
Maybe beef fat.
Dave at Whitebeard Adventures.
It could just be that I'm expecting so much from bacon that it
True.
couldn't possibly live up to it.
Bacon and ice cream. Okay, moving along.
You're gonna eat.
Land of the Giants is an hour-long American science fiction television program that aired on ABC for 2 seasons, beginning on September 22nd, 1968.
In black and white.
No, I get that. It's gotta be
In color?
color by then. Color was introduced
Dude, that
in
was like
30 something.
before I was born.
Before you even were like a concept to your mom. It's
Yeah.
like almost 10 years before that.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds very interesting. David Taylor would like to know any most valuable skills in Jaimie's repertoire.
Well, I always give the same answer to this. It's just the ability to
Adapt to your
learn.
surroundings.
No, the ability to learn, like on my thing, like here. Stay humble. Have
Oh my God, Tomato
humility.
found the popcorn icon. He was looking for it and he found it.
Like just keeping an open mind to learning new things.
Oh my
Oh, you
God.
know what? Maybe a bullshit detector. Because it's kind of a toss-up. Because those are related, though. Because when you want to learn new things, you always have to be on the lookout for people's crap. Because people want to teach you stuff. There's always someone who wants to teach you stuff. And a lot of it's crap. So anytime you're learning new things, you have to have a good crap detector to make sure you're not putting crap in there. But yeah, just the ability to learn. And you know what else? The ability to not give up. That's probably the biggest skill. Like, no matter what's going on, no matter how hard something is, keep in mind there's got to be some way to do this. I just need to figure it out or struggle through it or whatever. Not give up. Yeah. Because like, you can take two people. You can have one guy with all the tools in the world. If he gives up at the first sign of adversity, the guy with like next to nothing is gonna succeed where that guy fails.
Okay.
And boobies, and
Lee Douglas McGreevy uses corn oil, pop, 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 then shake all the unpopped, then again, then add your live honeybees.
You throw the live honeybees in there and just eat them?
And he put a winky face.
Yeah, you repop the unpopped ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah. I almost never have unpopped ones now because I actually realize it's worth the effort of just shaking it before, while it's at the beginning when it's heating up, and then you end up with almost no unpopped ones. But if you do have unpopped ones, as long as they're not cracked open or anything, generally speaking, they will still pop.
Oh my god, these guys are just talking about me. No, I can't.
What are they saying? Do I need to
No,
crack
it's
down?
fine. It's fine. It's just funny. Like,
You
so,
turning red?
yeah, Danny says redundancy is a statement, like Dashaina's beauty.
Oh.
And then Rocky gave him a straw. And then he says more Suki than a dog giving you puppy eyes. And then Tomato says Ms. D got the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen. You guys.
This is when you have to go like this. Really?
And then now Joseph Lohmeiser is involved and says Dashaina is beautiful. Jaimie is a deserving manly man.
Ooh, Jamie's a manly man.
So Frederick Brincat says, "Where is the rest of your family? None of them came to disturb you today." And
No,
this,
Choppers is right here. Carcanian, I'm sorry.
yeah, Garganon's right here.
He
The
gave
baby's
me some
asleep
knuckles.
upstairs.
Yeah, the baby tried to run in here butt naked earlier. I had
She
to
did at the beginning.
block her.
And Aurora and Bellatrix are downstairs, probably working on their playroom. Oh, here. Oh, that reminds me. Aurora, can you pass me the little sewing machine that we got for Bellatrix?
Oh yeah, that's
I'm
cool.
gonna show you guys because it's pretty cool. It should be right there on the side.
But
So
Aurora and Bellatrix, they spend a lot of time just doing their thing. They're like always building stuff or drawing stuff and like.
yeah, because he says he was starting to. This is starting to be considered by him as a Sunday family gathering.
Oh.
So, well, you got my point. Are you handing it to me? Or she's bringing it over here.
Yeah, mostly it's like a challenge to keep the kids from
from screaming.
It's luckily this is timed during the baby's nap time. So whoa, that is pink. Oh, this is your whip out the sewing machine. So this is like a 90-year-old sewing machine?
It was built in 1942
Okay, 80.
or 48.
Okay, whatever.
So
I showed Aurora's recently, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? This is amazing. It's so tiny and this is like a totally functional sewing machine.
yeah, it's
And
totally
there's no
functional.
thread in it right now.
No,
That's
no.
gonna mess it up.
Yeah.
You just turn the hand crank and look at that go. Look at that engineering. Oh my god.
It's really actually quite a joy
Wait,
watching it on
it's
a
like
video.
like this little hook here
It
on this
hooks
thing,
the-
it grabs the thread and like
no
when it-
bobbin needed.
it kind of lets it go and anyway, it just
It makes
like
it chain stitch.
it makes it change it. No, you can't do this.
No, we can't do this right now.
Oh, now that someone said the kids,
yeah,
now the
they're
kids
all
are gonna be
coming out.
like, ooh, we've got requests.
And then this is
But yeah,
the
and you
rubber
don't need a
that
bobbin
goes
in the bottom. You just have one thread on the top, and it does the stuff. It's
Yep.
so cool. Like I want one of these.
Yeah,
It's like
it's in really
Ah,
good
man.
condition. I
yeah,
found, like, the best
especially when
conditioned one.
especially when you consider it's like 80 years old. It's like almost double my age.
Yeah.
I mean, triple. It's almost like triple or
And I
quadruple
mean, you
my
can't
age.
see it
you
very
know.
well, I don't think, but
You
I don't
sewed
think
that
it'll
with
show.
it.
That's the
Oh,
bottom.
man,
that
that does
makes
feel
the
pretty
chain
good.
stitch. That's the bottom.
Let's see the top.
So, and then there's.
So it just is one simple stitch.
This was Bellatrix practicing sewing.
So it doesn't do like zigzags or anything.
No,
It's
it does
just
one
straight
stitch. And it's a chain stitch, so it doesn't need a bobbin. I wanted something that was really not going to be super complicated and frustrating, like for a first time sewing
Yeah.
machine. So, like, it won't get jammed up or anything
Something
like
like
that.
like I consider like so much more valuable than like any electronic thing you can get today. That's gonna like just imagine anything
And I got her a fancy unicorn bag
like
to go
any
with it.
phone or like video game thing or something. 80 years from now, it's not even gonna work. Let alone be cool and amazing and do something useful. I
Yeah.
love old stuff like that. Like that's such a useful thing.
Yeah.
Like they should still be making those.
Yeah, so
They probably make them and they're like
They
plastic
do.
and last like 6 months and fall apart.
so they do make the chain stitch toy machines still,
But now they
yeah,
make them
they're
like toys.
yeah, and
Not like.
they're not well made.
Yeah, that thing is cast
all.
iron, right?
Yeah, it's part of it. Well, part of it is,
And, like,
but
no
the body
rust.
is actually they upgraded it in 1942, and they turned it to a aluminum body.
Aluminum.
So the two
Yeah.
pieces that cover the front are made out of aluminum,
Oh, very good.
but the
very
rest
good.
of it is made out of steel.
I see.
Actually, yeah. So
They're,
at least that's what I thought.
they're still making those, even though they need them to make guns and stuff.
Yeah, well, that's why they
Bombs.
switched the body. I think was because of the war, so they switched
Yeah,
it to aluminum because they needed the steel.
They needed guns more than airplanes.
But I could be wrong with that.
Yeah, it
So
doesn't matter.
anyway, but I thought you'd like to share that on your show.
Dude, I
because
love stuff
I
like
thought
that.
that was really cool, and I'll have to maybe think about
No,
posting.
no, you can break it.
About this still works, buddy. About posting a video, the one that we watched, where it shows a real close up
Why
of it
don't you
working.
just make a video of it?
Maybe I will.
It's your
Maybe
thing.
we'll
I
see.
can't make
Yeah.
a video of it. It's not mine.
Speaking of videos,
But if I could get like, I mean, I have a really good electric sewing machine, but I would love to get a hand crank one at some point.
yeah.
So if you see one around, let me know.
Well, I tried to get one from my neighbor, but she didn't
Ah.
come in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, sweet girl. All right. So I think we're gonna. Start
what's your
wrapping
last
up.
question?
Well, I think we might have a couple. Let me see.
Well, I actually started 1 minute earlier.
So Skill Me Up says you touched on this briefly earlier. Could you
Yeah.
expand on your plans for a beehive setup? When do you think it may happen, and how may you do it?
Do you have any thoughts on that
I
yet?
do, but I'm not gonna get into that on the show.
Oh, okay.
I'll talk about it on my live when I do one.
I don't have any
again.
particular plans yet. I have made beehives in the past.
Yep.
I mean, years ago. Yeah, I guess right now I'm just focused on getting the roof done, planting more food, which keeps getting eaten. Oh, my little pepper plants. They get like this big and then the top's gone. And I'm like, but I'm getting I have to plant like 40 to get like 3 to actually grow. I don't know. My trees are all doing pretty well, except one. I don't know. But then I've also been doing some landscaping, flattening out some ground at the top of my thing and making a ramp so, you know, if there's wheelchair access to the top of my mountain, which is just the hill behind my
so
house.
you're making your place like
It's not
accessible to all?
literally wheelchair access. I mean, you'd have to get on a boat and have it. But yeah, I mean, you'd have to have some fat wheels to get through the dirt.
Like fat wheels
Fat
or
wheels.
fat wheels?
Fat wheels.
Wayne would like to know, have you tried soaking your chicken in pickle juice? That's Chick-fil-A's secret recipe prior to breading.
Pickle juice, eh?
That actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah. We've only eaten one of your chickens.
Oh yeah.
We ate a duck too.
Yeah.
One chicken, one duck so
Yeah.
far.
Yeah. Question.
The chickens are doing a good job
Another
with their
question.
eggs, I
There's
guess.
2 more questions I think that I haven't asked. That first one is from
Yeah.
Frederick Brincat. It says for both of us, but you know, I
Yeah.
don't generally answer questions. Where is
It's
the
your
rest
views.
of your family? Oh wait, no, we already answered that. This was the next one. Sorry.
Mhm.
Skill Me Up says, Aurora,
Oh.
could you help her with the potty, please? Aurora, can you help her with the potty?
Help the baby with the potty.
Have you made or are you thinking of making your own cushions laybacks for furnishing your house? If so, can you briefly tell us about it?
I always do that. Yeah, I
Hi,
would
sweet
never buy a
girl.
cushion.
Aurora, will you come help her, please?
I do have some like blocks of foam that were just left over from crappy mattresses or something.
Well, you made that. Oh wait, no, you didn't.
So
You
if
just
I
stuffed it.
if I make a couch or something, yeah, I would totally make my
Well,
own
you
stuff.
did make a thing.
I did make my
big
marshmallow.
puffy
We call it the
thing.
marshmallow.
Yeah.
It's just a
puffy
big
thing.
beanbag chair filled with styrofoam bits. That thing is great.
Yeah.
Like it's good for a movie night. Sometimes you just all pile into it and watch movies. But the funny thing is when we get into the marshmallow, like it's a big beanbag chair, like 6 feet across when you lay it out. If one person sits down at first, they just like go right down to the floor. You cannot hit the floor if you like spread yourself out. But if you just go with your bum, you'll go right down to the
Yeah, I
floor.
totally did that. And I was like, wow, this chair is so comfortable.
Yeah, you gotta and if multiple people are sitting in it, one person can't get in because then they'll be in this and then the next person sits on, they're gonna be sitting on like solid lump. And so you'll have one person like in this comfortable mush in the bottom, and another person sitting on top. So, like all four of us will, like me and like the three kids, will stand in front of it and say, "Okay, ready, go," and we'll just lean back and plop all our butts down at the same time, and it just conforms to all of us perfectly. And then no one can move. We're just like locked in. And if someone has to get up, it's like, "Oh man, you're gonna mess up our perfection." But it's actually not that bad if one person gets up. You just put your hand there and kind of keep it.
Guess what?
What? Go away?
Like 30 seconds to 1 o'clock.
Oh my gosh. What are we gonna do for lunch?
Beans and rice.
Alright, I'm going home then.
There's a
No,
wasp
I'm just
that
kidding. I
needs
eat
to
beans
be
and rice.
killed before it.
Alright, what's the last question?
Frederick Brincat says, my ancient parents have a couple of hand crank sewing machines. Shipping one of them halfway around the world would cost as much as buying an island in Panama right now. So I'd love to live a bit longer.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna keep an eye on eBay maybe or something.
So he says, I was born in Texas, because somebody, Tomatoes asked for a Delphi, the leaky wooden boat yacht, the guy with the pirate boat who wants to.
Yeah, where is
Anyway,
this boat?
he was born in Texas, but I traveled all over and now in San Diego, trying to prepare a Delphi for haul out and sailing.
You have to go through the canal
Yeah.
to get here. Or all the way
All
around.
the way around.
A long way.
Well, that'd be an adventure.
That would be an adventure.
That'd be a cool adventure.
The other, I don't really, the other piece of furniture I want is a trampoline.
Well, there's one out in the yard, you can take it.
No, I want a new one.
That wasn't a one.
That was a new one.
I mean, it is
I want my
yours
own
also.
one. I want my own one that I'm going to take care of in specific ways, and
He's gonna do the canal apparently.
If you want
the Panama
to
Canal.
jump on
Cool.
it, you would have to make
skill me
it
up.
strong.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can get like one of those really nice gymnastics trampolines.
Skomia apparently is
Someone
in the
must have it.
Philippines.
Oh, cool. That's really far.
Yeah.
I did look at going to the Philippines, but it's difficult for foreigners to buy land there.
Yeah, I do remember looking at that
You have
too.
to like marry someone first,
Yeah.
and then you don't own it.
The country does.
Well, the other person does.
Oh.
Like if I married a
No.
Filipina lady,
Yeah.
she would own
Right.
it, not me.
Yeah. That doesn't sound good.
That's risky.
Yeah, it's risky. So, all right, I want to turn this off.
All right, let's turn this off.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Oh, you want to turn it off?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, don't tell the naked baby.
No, it's fine.
Yeah,
Wait. Here, you both can do it together. Give me
Yeah,
fingers.
you want to come touch?
Uh-oh. Baby's gonna do it.
Keep her out of the shot.
No, not that one. Look, right
Okay, bye.
there.
Ah,
Right here. You have to touch that.
Yeah, touch it. Touch it. Go.
Okay, now you get to touch that. Okay, now